What's going on, 8th grade? Mr. Agnos here. This video is for homework 15-3. And I really like how this unit is, or this topic is progressing. In 15-1, we learned what bivariate categorical data is. In 15-2, we took results and put them in a table, a frequency table. And now in 15-3, all that's been done for us. We have the completed table here in front of us, and now we have to look. We have to interpret it. We have to see what the information tells us and answer questions about it. So it's a very logical progression, which I like. So I'm going to do about 3 to 4 questions here, depending on how much time we have. All right, the two-way frequency table shows the number of toys sold in one day in 3 countries for different types of stores. How many toys were sold at toy chain stores? So a toy chain store would be like Toys R Us, right? That's a toy store. It's a chain. Chain means there's more than one of them, right? So just looking at my table here, we have toy sales on the top. We have the countries on the bottom. And it looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4 different ways that you can buy toys, right? From a toy store, from a department store like Macy's, from a catalog. This is kind of going back to the 80s, 70s, and 80s when you would get catalogs in the mail and you could order toys from them, or online, right? And then there's 3 different countries, and from each of those countries you can buy it, one of these 4 ways. So it says that the number of toys sold at toy chain stores was. So they don't care about the country. They just want to know, well, how many toys were sold at a toy chain store? So we're just going to go to the toy chain store column, and we're going to look for the total. Because it didn't say, in country A. It just said in toy chain stores in general. So what we are looking for is this number right here, the total. All right. So this number, 15,915, represents the total number of toys sold in toy stores, regardless of country. Got it. All right. The second part of this question says the number of toys sold in country B was blank. So this time we're only looking at country B, and it doesn't care how they were sold. It just wants to know how many toys were sold. So again, that's going to be the total, right? This many in stores, this many in department stores, this many from catalogs, this many online. But the total number of toys sold was over here, right? So regardless of the method, country B sold 7,826 toys. Got it. Okay, so again, it's just, hey, can you look at this table and can you read it? Can you interpret? Can you remember? I thought about math as a language, right? Can you read what this table is telling us? All right, let's go ahead and take a look at question number 3. Remember, if I go too fast at any point, you can stop the video and rewatch the problem I just did. All right, the two-way frequency table shows the results of a survey at school. Students responded to the question, do you play any sports? Decide if the following statement is true or false. All right, so before I get to the question here, let's just look at the table. We have play sports is one variable right here, and gender is the second variable. And then each variable has 2 categories, right? Play sports, the answer is either you do or you don't. Your gender, boy or girl, right? And then they have some totals here. And we can already see that, hey, they surveyed 94 total students, right? So we gave this survey to 94 students at school. All right, let's see what the actual question is. Fewer boys than girls play sports. All right, so we want to compare the number of boys that play sports to the number of girls that play sports. So we only want to look at the yes column, okay? Play sports, yes. We're only looking at the yeses, right? We're not interested in the kids that don't play sports. We just want to know, hey, what are the numbers for the kids that do play sports? So for boys, right, that number is 22, right here. So we have 22 boys that play sports. And for girls, that number is 24. Right, and I got my colors reversed here, but who cares? 24. So, fewer boys than girls play sports. That is true, right? We have 22 boys that play sports, 24 girls. We know that 22 is less than 24. So I would say the statement is true because, and then you just put in the numbers. 22 boys play sports and 24 girls play sports. Got it. Okay, the next question I'm going to look at is number 8. All right, number 8 really confused me the first time I did it, and that's why I wanted to make sure to go over it. All right, a company is deciding in which stores it wants to sell its products. So you have one company that makes a bunch of stuff, okay, that makes a bunch of stuff. And they can sell their various products in 2 different stores. And so what they're trying to do is figure out, well, which combinations of products should we sell in which store? Which makes us the most money? In other words, which combo sells the most products at which store? So again, you can see even just by the way I'm trying to explain it, it's kind of confusing. So let's read the company question, and then I'll walk you through what's going on here. The results of a survey of customers at each store who bought similar products are shown. If the company can choose 2 products to sell at one store, which store and products do you think they should choose? Okay, so let's look at this table here. At store 1, they sold 3 products, product A, product B, and product C, and this is how much of each they sold, right? At store 2, they sold the same 3 products, and, well, maybe I should start over again here. At store 1, they sold 27 of product A, 34 of product B, and 33 of product C, right? Now, at store number 2, they sold the same 3 products, but this time they sold 35 of product A, 40 of product B, and 48 of product C. Okay, so let's look at store number 1 and just see, okay, if we can only sell 2 things there for whatever reason, which 2 things should we sell? Well, here's store number 1, and we're just looking for, well, what did they sell the most of? Well, they sold the most of B, and then second place was C. So if we're selling 2 products at store number 1, we want to sell B and C, right? Product A didn't sell that much. So we're going to say, okay, we sold 34 of B. I'm just going to put a little B over here so we remember that that's product B, plus 33 of product C. So in total, we sold 67 products. So let's compare that to our best case scenario at store number 2. So at store number 2, we sold the most of product C. So here's store number 2. We sold 48 of C. So I'm going to put 48 here. Again, I'm going to put a little C next to it just to remind myself that that's product C. And in second place was product B. So again, it was the same 2 products, actually. That's not always going to be the case. And that was product B, for a grand total of 88 products. So if I can only choose one of these 2 options, right, selling B and C at store 1 or selling B and C at store 2, then I want to choose this option because I sell 88 products versus 67. So I go over here and it says the company should sell products, well, products B and C. There it is. At which store? Store number 2. Got it. All right, that question really confused me the first time I did it. So again, if you need to pause and watch that again, but you're looking for, you know, the 2 products that sold the most at each store, add those up and see which one is greater, and then that's going to be your choice. Okay, the last question I'm going to do is number 9. Error analysis. The marketing department at a company. The marketing department of a company is the one who does like all the advertising, right? How do we get people to hear about our company and buy our products, right? So they're the ones that like do the advertising. Is making an advertisement for a new product to find their target market. In other words, who are they going to advertise to? Who's most likely to buy their product? They ask a random sample of their customers if they would buy the product for themselves. The results are shown in the survey over here. Okay, so there's some product and these are the results. Would you buy this product? It's broken up by age group, and then we have yes or no. The result, a manager mistakenly says that more customers age 30 to 39 than 40 to 49. So we're concerned with these two rows right here. Would buy the product because 130 customers would buy the product and only 120 customers, 40 to 49, would buy the product. Change the statement to be true. What mistake might the manager have made? Okay, so looking at this, again, the first time I saw this, I was like, what's going on here? That looks right. Well, these totals over here represent the total number of people. I'll just use 30 to 39 as the example. This is the total number of people aged 30 to 39 that were asked the question, but not all of them said they would buy the product. 75 said they would buy it, but 55 said they wouldn't. So the manager is looking at the wrong number. He's looking at the total number of people that were asked the question, not how many actually said they would buy it. So only 75 people, 30 to 39, said they would buy it, and the same thing with 40 to 49. He used this 120 over here to compare, but that includes the people that said no, right? Those people right there. So the numbers we should have compared were 75 to 80. And you can see that reverses the result, right? There's actually less people aged 30 to 39 that said they would buy it than people 40 to 49. So the correct statement should have been fewer, right? Fewer customers aged 30 to 39 would buy the product because, and then you just put in the correct numbers, right? Because 75 customers of this age would buy the product and 80 customers of this age would buy the product. So which mistake might the manager have made? Well, I talked about it. He used the totals in the row columns. Okay, these are left and right are rows, columns are up and down. So he used the total of the rows instead of just the yeses. So let's see here. The manager used the total rows, the row totals, right? Not the actual people that said, yes, I'm going to buy it. Got it. Okay, so I went over 4 problems. Again, there's 15 on here, so this is hopefully enough to get you started. Go slow, think logically about these, and most importantly, ask questions in class so we can do these together. All right, hopefully this video is helpful with this assignment, and I will see you guys soon.